Hey everybody, this is Piper here, and welcome to another Total War video. So this is the third competitive match that was fought between the CoH clan and the RV clan, and this is actually the third battle Nidintu fought. I think he actually fought these battles back to back on the same day, and it was Nidintu versus RV Venom in the first two matches. He's actually fighting against RV VT Gaming. And it's Egypt versus Carthage. Egypt played by Nidintu, obviously. So we'll go through the armies fast here. You can see here a lot of pike on the Carthage side. You'd kind of expect that versus Egypt because of the chariots. So we'll go through the armies fast. Nidintu has 4 pike. There are 5 upgrades. For bowmen, go gold. For Egyptian pharaoh, 4 pharaoh bowmen, they're gold attack. 2 Egyptian chariots right there. Left side he has a unit of Egyptian chariots. They're gold attack. 2 desert cavalry, gold on that side. The right side we have 2 units of desert cavalry again, and the other unit of Egyptian chariots. And he's put 2 units of pharaoh bowmen here and 2 pharaoh bowmen on the left side. So really spreading out his army to guard against the rush. So VT has 6 gold sacred band pike, 6 archers, they're gold, and 2 Baleriac. He has also 2 Pueni, 1 on each side. I think they're gold. Yeah, they're gold, and it looks like 4 cavalry. Cavalry are round shield, and they're gold. So as you might expect, if you check out the right hand side of this battle, this is going to be a very long battle, a lot of skirmishing. Nidintu is a great skirmish player. He's able to manage both flanks of a battle really well, and basically the strategy here is Nidintu wants to try and kill the pike. Carthage wants to try and kill Egypt's archers. Because at the end of if Nidintu uses all of his archers to take out slingers, his pike, he's got like 4 pharaoh guards. They're 5 upgrades. They'll suck versus the sacred band. So Nidintu has to really make use of his archers. He doesn't want to waste arrows, he wants to make sure all the arrows are hitting the right targets. And the way to do that is to attack from all flanks. He wants to try and maximise the angles of the arrows. So in this battle we have a spectator, which is Bartimius. I've never heard of that player. And basically the spectator makes the map a little bit larger, and that will make it a bit easier for Nidintu to get shots in. Again, I don't really think that was planned, but it does help the skirmish when the map's a bit larger, because it means that you have more space at the back here. If VT had actually deployed further back, for example at the side, it makes it a bit harder for Nidintu to actually manoeuvre. But basically what he's trying to do here is he's trying to sort of outflank with the chariot archers and the desert cav, and really make use of the arrows. The Egyptian pharaoh bowmen, they're like the best archers in the game, so they'll do a lot of damage to the slingers, and they'll actually be very useful in melee afterwards as well. You just see there he's getting some shots in against the round shield, and obviously the desert cav will just rape the round shield. So I'd imagine from this battle, if VT knew Nidintu would actually bring this army, he probably actually brought some heavy cavalry. Because, for example, say if VT brought 8 heavy cav, he could have swarmed the chariots, taken out the archers, and probably would have won. But everything's kind of a trade-off at this level. If Nidintu brought 4 chariots, they would do a lot of damage against the heavy cavalry if VT brought it. So you can never really be too certain what players might bring. It's best to bring balanced armies. And VT's gone for the smart option, he's gone for the pike, and Carthage has really good pike. So it's kind of logical for VT to put money into the pike. There are times where if you know exactly what your opponent will bring, you can take a risk and take maybe a riskier army, maybe bring some heavy cavalry. But if you bring a balanced army, you're always going to have a shot to win. So VT's actually boxing up here. The Pharaoh bowmen have a range advantage versus the slingers. Archers have a range advantage versus slingers. But it looks like the Nidintu is trying to hit the round shield right there. So the more Carthage actually spreads out, the weaker the formation becomes, and gives Nidintu the option to attack from different sides. But it means that it's always a trade-off. VT doesn't want to sit too long because obviously the chariots get a lot of arrows. The Egyptian bowmen have a range advantage, a double range advantage versus the slingers because they're elite, they're long range. And the regular archers get a range advantage versus the slingers as well. So VT is using his Blariacs to try and hit the Egyptian chariots, and he's actually been able to get a few kills there. He's actually reduced that unit down to 24, and he's actually reduced that chariot to 18. So VT was actually quite successful there, taking out some of the chariots. But again, I think the chariots get like double the amount of ammunition archers get. So they're not... It's always a trade-off. If the slingers got more kills against the actual archers, maybe it might have more of an effect, possibly. But again, it's always a trade-off. So a great charge there by Nidintu. He's actually pushed forward his pike, and he's caught 2 units of slingers there that weren't behind the pike. So that was a great play there by Nidintu. Again, I said at the start, Nidintu has very, very fast micro. He's able to do that move there, micro here, and also micro at the back as well. So what Nidintu will probably do here, would probably bring around the 2 units of Desert Cav and try and make sure these slingers right off the field. The Desert Cav, they have an armor defeating property, so they'll actually destroy half of the... They'll actually eliminate half the enemy armor on a unit. But I don't think round should have too much armor on them anyway. They'll probably actually win that battle there. And yeah, it's because there are so many enemy troops. It would have destroyed the morale of Desert Cav. So that was a good play there by VT. He took out one of the cavalry there. And he's then to bringing over his other 2 units of cavalry, or chariots rather. And great charge there by Nidintu. I think VT tried to reform there. Trying to push forward there, but he left his slingers vulnerable. And the chariots combined with the desert cavalry just destroyed the morale of the slingers. So some units here like 29, unit there 36, they're just routing. It was just the charge from behind with the chariots and the desert cavalry, and the desert cavalry was enforced there as well. So that was a great charge there by Nidintu. It's meant that now that the slingers are basically taken out, he can concentrate more on hitting the pike with the arrows as opposed to trying to shoot the slingers. So he's going to charge in the Egyptian chariots versus the round shield. And I think the chariots, these chariots are the same speed as the round shield. So the chariots are winded, the round shield are warmed up. So the round shield probably are slightly faster, but obviously you can check out the stats there. Before it said wavering. There's a unit there that's wavering as well, they're routed. And Nidintu's actually caught that unit of round shield. These guys are chariot archers, so they'll be... Nidintu's actually chosen to take these guys off fire at will and just chase down the round shield right there. VT pushing forward. Obviously there's two areas to micro here. Nidintu is going to pull back here. Doesn't want to sort of risk these chariots. Going to pull back his Pharaoh guards. Pull back the Pharaoh bowmen, and that'll leave him to get shots in the back versus the Sacred Band. So the Sacred Band are rather fresh. He's got 2 units of Pueni as well. And he's got some slingers left. Nidintu has 4 units of full strength Pharaoh guards, and obviously these guys, they're not as good as Sacred Band. They're a little bit on the weak side. They don't have shields. Their armor's okay, but again, just like the battle versus, it was Pontus versus Carthage. Pontus, the aim is to win with archer superiority. So Nidintu's actually won the Archer War. He's been able to reduce VT slingers to basically 2 units there and 1 Blariac. He's got 2 units of chariot archers with arrows left. And as long as these guys don't write off the field, these guys are like an extra 2 units of archers. They get a lot of extra arrows. I think a regular archer unit gets, what, 30, and the chariot archers get 60. So there was a side-on attack there by Nidintu. He was going to charge in for the attack there. Chose to pull out. He saw VT was actually forming up there. And Nidintu's aiming probably for the general, I'd imagine. Aiming for the backs here. So I think those Sacred Band were actually facing the other way. And that's why he was actually targeting that unit there. VT's got 1 unit Sacred Band here running out. These guys might be... That might be a micro mistake there by VT. I think he's got 1 group here, 1 group, and 1 pike outside of a group possibly. But these guys are going to get outflanked, and then they'll just die. And I think... So that's VT admitted defeat there. Again, just like the first battle, Nidintu had all of his archers left at the end, pretty much. And in that situation, especially the Pharaoh bowmen, they're really good in melee as well. So that was a win for Nidintu. He's won all of his matches so far, and that was probably a heroic victory. Probably looking at the amount of kills versus the kills VT Gaming got. But both players, I thought both players played well. Nidintu has really good micro. I thought he managed both his flanks well. Retreated the Pharaoh guards well too. And I think the charge versus the slingers from behind, that was really the game-winning move that Nidintu made. So that's the end of the battle. Stay tuned for the other videos still to come. I think there's about 11 matches in total. So please stay tuned for those. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. This is Piper signing off.